I have built the perfect kids jump. A dad's jump and a mum's jump? Or maybe this is a kid's jump. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to show you how it's done, and I'll even provide the free plans so you can build your own. But not only that, I'm going to show you how to use this awesome Kicker calculator tool so you can build your own jumps any size you want. Before building your own jumps, there's a few important things that you need to know, so stay tuned. Let's start by building the mini kicker, which is probably going to be the perfect jump for your backyard. Some of you have been watching my channel for a while and may be thinking, didn't you already build a pallet kicker that size? And the answer is yes. Yes, I did. However, because the jump was built with used pallets, the design had its issues, which I should be able to fix in this new design using store-bought wood. It's going to be stronger, weatherproof, and a hell of a lot easier to build. So let's get started building the structure of the jump. I visited my local hardware and bought 2 treated pine sleepers that I'll cut into sections to create the structure. The short sections are the legs, and the longer section will have the curve cut into it. If this is the first jump you've built, you may be wondering how to get that perfect curve onto the wood. I'd start with a big flat space. You could use your driveway, but I'm going to use this patch of dirt. Mark the ground and measure your radius, which for this kicker is 16.6 feet or 506 centimeters. And if you're wondering what the hell a radius is, it's the measurement of a straight line from the center of a circle to the edge. Mark the center of your circle and attach some string or wire, and then stretch it back to your original marking. Pull it tight and attach the chalk or sharp tool. Drag it along and you have the perfect curve marked on the ground. Now all we need to do is line the corners of the wood up with the curved line, replace the tool with a marker, and repeat the process. That leaves me with the perfect curve marked on the wood, and I'm ready to cut it. I'm using a circular saw to cut the curve, but you could use a jigsaw, a chainsaw, or even a handsaw if you are willing to put in the work. After cutting the curve, we need to mark and trim a couple of corners so that it sits flat on the ground, like this. Looks pretty good. Then we need wood for the riding surface. So I'm cutting this rough sawn slat into 10 segments using the drop saw. For a stronger jump, make sure you use treated timber. And for a smooth transition into the kicker, I'm using this marine plywood. And because all the wood I've used is treated, I don't need to paint it for weatherproofing, but I do have a lot of leftover blue and orange paint from the pallet kicker. I originally hated these colours, but many of you pointed out it looks like a Hot Wheels jump, and I think that's pretty cool. So I'm going to lean into it and go with a Hot Wheels theme for this build. Just wait until you see the final kicker. It's gonna be sick. With all the pieces painted, they're getting that extra layer of protection from the weather. And speaking of protection, if you're looking for extra security while using the internet, then check out today's sponsor, NordVPN. The internet can be a scary place, but NordVPN keeps you safe online, especially when using public Wi-Fi. With Threat Protection Pro, it blocks fake, malicious websites and protects you from scams. Scammers often pretend to be websites that you trust, like your bank, and they trick you into entering your private details. NordVPN recognizes these malicious links and warns you about dangerous websites, keeping you safe. Plus, NordVPN allows you to access your favorite content from anywhere in the world. So, whether you're traveling and want to stay connected to shows back home, or just want to bypass regional restrictions, NordVPN has you covered. I use a VPN to watch my favorite shows from overseas. To get started with NordVPN, click the link in the description for an exclusive deal. Plus, get 4 extra months free. It's risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. Protect your online presence and watch your favorite content from anywhere. Now, let's get back to the build. Building the kicker is pretty easy. All you need is an electric drill and screwdriver. And remember to drill pilot holes where the screws will go. This will hold the wood together better and there is less chance of it cracking. If you are building your own, that's it. You've got a jump that is ready to hit. But I've got 2 ideas that are going to make this Hot Wheels kicker legit. I've designed this flaming Cutlaps logo, and using my Cricut sticker maker, I'm cutting out a stencil that I can stick to the front of the kicker. After a few layers of spray paint, it's time to peel it off and see if it worked. Oh, I'm not sure if this worked. Let's see, eh? Can't be too bad. Oh my God. He didn't undo it, did he? Oh, how sick is that? That actually is good. The Hot Wheels kicker. The kicker is looking awesome, but we can't call it a Hot Wheels kicker without some Hot Wheels. This will make the jump heaps more portable. You'll be able to roll it around your neighborhood and set it up in a lot of fun places. Of course, you don't need to add wheels if you don't want to, but check this out. Doesn't that look sick? It's fully a Hot Wheels mountain bike jump now. Next up, I'll show you this awesome KICKER calculator tool and how you can use it to build bigger jumps. But first, let's test ride this one. The good thing about the Hot Wheels KICKER is that it's small enough to set up anywhere. You don't necessarily need a landing for it. Just a slide downhill is good enough. The Hot Wheels KICKER is perfect. And if you want to build your own, there's a link in the description to download the free plans. Now, I'm going to build 2 bigger jumps, and to do that, I need to use the KICKER calculator tool on my website. It was created by the genius Anton Savin, and I used it to work out how tall, how long, and most importantly, the radius of my jump. The first jump I want to build is a replica of the creek gap, so that I can practice it in a safer environment. I know that it was 70 centimeters tall and had a 30-degree angle at the lip, and when I enter that info into the calculator, I can see the radius is 5.22 meters. The radius of a KICKER is super important. If it's too tight, the jump will feel really abrupt and could send the rider over the handlebars. The other jump I want to build is a bit more kicky. It will send you up into the air. I want it to be 1.2 meters tall and have a 45-degree angle at the lip, which means the radius will be 4.1 meters. Just remember, the faster the trail, the bigger the radius needs to be. Now I know the dimensions of my KICKER, I need to work out how to build the structure and how much wood to buy. This part is kind of like a puzzle and it's going to change depending on what size wood you have available. I use Adobe Illustrator to design my KICKERs, but it can be done with pencil and paper. I start by redrawing the jump with the measurements provided by the KICKER calculator. Then it's a matter of laying out the wood to build the structure. But there are a couple of important things that you need to be aware of. Because I plan to build my KICKER with wheels to make it easy to move, it needs a strong base. And then depending on the size of your jump and wood, you may need to use multiple pieces for the curve. For example, if I were to cut the curve out of a single piece for this jump, the remaining wood would be too thin and weak. But if I were to split it into 2 pieces, the curve wouldn't be as deep, making it stronger. And joining those pieces together is a great opportunity to add a diagonal support, which will provide needed strength in the center of the ramp, which is important for bigger jumps. Don't forget you'll need 2 of these, and I'm actually pretty impressed with how little wood will go to waste with this design. Now it's time for a build montage.
I know. Yeah, here he is.
This thing turned out epic. What an absolute beast of a jump. Check out these little beauties. Yes, those jumps are looking sick and I think they're the tidiest I've ever built. So now it's time to see how they ride. Let's hit them. They're looking pretty great with the dirt landings, and because they're on wheels and I have this smooth run-in, as I build up my confidence, I'll be able to wheel them back and make a bigger jump. But for now, I'm just going to take it easy and cruise over them. I'm actually a bit nervous about that one. That felt good. That felt really good. Sick. Let's try the big one. This is the sort of jump that scares me a lot more. They're a lot more poppy. They send you up in the air and I'm just not used to that. So I've got it set up pretty close and we'll just get a feel for it. And then as my confidence grows, so will that gap. That actually feels really smooth. I think I can make it bigger. That's a bit bigger. Bit faster. I cased that one big time. That jump was a bit faster and a bit bigger, but it didn't feel like I was in control of my bike. So I'm I'm gonna take some time and work on my technique. I think in the next video, I'm gonna have a progression session where I ride the jumps every day for a week, and we'll see how big I can make that gap. If you wanna see how far I can push it, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell icon. I'll catch you legends in the next video. Hold up, did you think I forgot about the t-shirt giveaway? The winner from the last video is Best Day Ever MTB, who compared my sketchy creek gap to the hardline river gap. Rough. Now I have 3 t-shirts to give away in this video. The first is easy. Simply leave a comment down below and I'll choose my favorite one in the next video. The next 2 shirts are a bit more complicated. Somewhere in this video, I've hidden a secret code. The first person to find the secret code and enter it on my website wins the t-shirt. Everyone else who finds the code and enters it correctly will go in the running to win the 3rd t-shirt. Happy searching, and I'll see you guys later. Watch this video.